come with me to Rangeley, Maine. Okay gamers, today we have a very special video. Today we'll be entering our influencer era and traveling to Rangeley, Maine. One thing about me is that I've been going to school in Vermont for four years, look at my fingers, 4 years, but I have never been to Maine. And today we're gonna rectify that situation and we're heading from Burlington, Vermont, all the way over into Maine, which I looked at as apparently a 4-hour trip, longer than I maybe expected, but we are locking in today for a long day, but a fruitful one, for sure. So guys, as you can see by the clock on this oven, it is an early start for us. It is currently 5:20 in the morning, and we'll be getting on the road shortly for our big road trip today. But to start out, I need a little snack. What better way to start out a big road trip day than a granola bar and some water? You'll notice that the granola bar already has a bite taken out of it. This happened when I opened the unwrapped, words guys, words. I unwrapped the granola bar and a piece of it came off. Okay guys, get hyped. We're in the world's slowest elevator on our way down to the ground floor so we can get in our car and on our way. Yup. Okay guys, we're in the car. This is super exciting. However, there are two things that are totes super awk. One, it is freezing outside. Okay, by freezing, it is 51 degrees. Guys, I didn't bring my winter coat. I don't know about this. The other thing, if you can tell, the car is covered in water. Water? What is water? Presumably because it was foggy. Are we gonna make it? Okay guys, really good news. One, I found out this car has windshield wipers, which will allow me to see out the windshield, even though it was covered in water earlier. Two, I found out this car has a heater, which means we can increase the temperature of the cabin to a comfortable 70 degrees. With all of this great news, it's time to head out, guys. And our first stop on this trip is going to be in St. Johnsbury, Vermont. But why am I stopping in St. Johnsbury, Vermont? Well, you'll just have to keep watching to find out. Okay, guys, we're here in St. Johnsbury, Vermont, 77 miles later, and about an hour and a half of driving. It is still a little bit foggy out here, but the fog has been lifting across Vermont as I've been driving. And we're here for a very special reason, to eat some food, because we gotta feel ourselves for this big long day. And we're going to one of my favorite bakeries in Vermont, the Boulay Bakery. Bakery? Did I say bakery? I meant bakery. It's that almost French sounding name that really got to my brain there a little bit. It made me say Boulay instead of Boulay. But anyways, we're gonna go get some food and then we're gonna hop back in the car and keep going, all right? Okay guys, I'm in the bakery, and as you can see, I've got an English muffin. It's got cheese on it, it's got egg, it's got bacon, it's got everything you need. And of course, you're in a bakery, so you need a fresh made pastry, right? So of course we got the strawberry rhubarb cream cheese Danish. And then to top it all off with something to drink, we've got the cream top chocolate milk. And something very interesting about this chocolate milk is that I'm looking at the ingredients and I see pure Vermont maple syrup, which is super interesting because it's just chocolate milk. So it's gonna be interesting to see if I notice any flavor difference at all because of that. Okay guys, we finished our meal at the Boule Bakery. 2 updates. One, it's Boule Bakery, not Boulay Bakery. I heard the barista answer the phone and realized I had been incorrect earlier. My apologies. 2, the chocolate milk with the maple syrup in it was very interesting. It was pretty much just standard chocolate milk, but it definitely had a bit of a lighter flavor, so to speak, and you could just very much taste the slight hint of maple. So that was kind of fun. Anyways, now it's off to Maine. I think the next time you guys see me, we will be in Maine, so hooray. Hey guys, so in the last clip, I told you guys the next time you'd see me, we'd be in Maine, but it was a prank. It was a big old prank because I'm actually here in northern New Hampshire, somewhere north of Berlin, and I had to stop and show you guys the gorgeous views we have going on here. Okay guys, so as you can see, I'm showing you right now, we've got these gorgeous views of this. I believe this is a wider part of the Androscoggin River, and someone can correct my pronunciation on that. But as you can see, we've got this very wide part, kind of looks like a lake or a pond, and the water is very still here in this morning air. And it's really incredibly gorgeous. Sometimes you hear, like, I've been hearing some calls of like some birds or something. So it's a very, very cool spot right here. It is unfortunate that sometimes the traffic just comes by and it kind of ruins that like natural, peaceful setting. But you know, that's life for you. But yeah, just really gorgeous. So I wanted to show you guys this spot. The next time you see me will probably be in Maine unless I find some more beauty to share. Okay guys, this is super exciting. If you can see behind me, we are at the Maine state line. We've officially crossed into completely new territory for myself. Never been to Maine. Here we are, new state. So excited. Okay guys, we're at our first scenic stop in Maine. We're like, I don't know how close we're to Rangeley. We're kind of close, but kind of far too. But as you can see, as I pan the camera, we have an incredible view of this pond slash lake and mountains. And it is just absolutely gorgeous here. It is a perfect day for this. Unfortunately, this little overlook area is closed right now. So I'm just staying up here a little bit closer to the road to respect that. But yeah, it is absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, and this is height of land, I should say. It's near Rangeley, probably like, I don't know, 20 minutes away or so down the road. And it is just amazing out here. Okay guys, so as you can see, we're at another overlook. This is looking at pretty much the same thing as the last overlook. It's about a quarter mile down the road. As you can tell, we're a little bit lower in elevation. So the view is not quite as spectacular, but it's still pretty good. And this overlook is actually open, so I can walk up here to the top of the hill and get a bit of a closer look. So yeah, definitely still really, really pretty and really, really, really gorgeous. Okay guys, we're back at another scenic overlook, and I'm just laughing at myself because I've made so many U-turns and like pull-offs and all these things to get to these overlooks and like decide what I'm going to do. Like this one, I literally drove right past it, kept going down the mountain, was like, whatever, this is good. And then like 5 minutes later, I'm like, what am I doing? I need to turn around and get to the scenic overlook because where else am I gonna be here? So I'm back at this other scenic overlook. This is like a few miles up the road from the height of land, going towards Rangeley. And as you can see, this is a very, very nice view of this water over here, but that is not all. As you'll see as I start panning towards the right, and I'm going, let's keep it slow so you guys can follow along. It is absolutely gorgeous, just like the other scenic overlooks. This one, when I was doing my research on this place, did not really show up, which is why it surprised me and probably why it was not ready to pull off immediately. But clearly, you can see it is absolutely gorgeous, just like the other ones. And it really is just a perfect day out here. You can see the blue skies, not many clouds, and absolutely clear as can be. It's amazing. Okay guys, we're at Quill Hill, which purports to be, as you can see, the best view in Maine. Is it truly the best view in Maine? Well, y'all can be the judge of that. Let's take a look. I will say it's pretty incredible. The views are literally panoramic. There are views on all sides of me. And as you can see, there's so much to see. There's mountains, there's waterways, there's windmills way out there. I'm not even sure if you can make those out in the video, but they are out there. So we're just gonna kind of walk around and show off this amazing view. I would say this is probably the best view of the day for me, just because of the panoramic nature and how far you can really see. So there's a closer mountain range right here, and as we keep walking over, kind of see some more distant mountains and lakes. Are they lakes? I'm not sure. My geographic knowledge of this area is quite limited, as you could probably have already tell, because I simply have not been here very much or researched it until literally last night. So here I am. Yeah, we'll just keep going around. This view that's coming up right over here, this is really incredible. You can see the lakes over there, the mountains. You can see forever, it feels like. It is just gorgeous. And then we'll kind of come over here, and I've got to weave my way through a few rocks and a picnic table to get this view over here. But you'll see it is pretty nice as well. I believe this mountain, if you can make out the tracks, like those, that looks like ski tracks to me right there. Hopefully I'm right about that, because I believe that is Stratton Mountain, the ski resort. And if I'm wrong, well, Stratton Mountain Ski Resort is somewhere in this area, so yeah, then I don't know what that would be. But here's again the back view. Got a dead tree, but it's kind of photogenic in a way. And we'll come back around to where we started over here. Yeah, so a pretty incredible view for sure. That cannot be denied. But I wonder if it's truly the best in Maine. I am in no place to make such a judgment, as I have seen very few of the scenic views in Maine. And by very few, I mean I've literally only seen the ones I've seen today, because I've never been to Maine until now. But I can tell you it is gorgeous. My overall impressions of this part of Western Maine that I am in is honestly, it lines up with my expectations a lot, with what I thought it would look like. When I think of like northern and western Maine, I think of like lakes and pine forests and mountains, and that's pretty much what I've got here. So overall, definitely meeting my expectations, and the views are definitely exceeding them at these scenic overlooks. You know, you never know what you're gonna get with these, and these have just been incredible. So now I want to come down these rocky stairs to show you all something else and talk about what else we've got going today. Because I'm coming down here, and you'll see, I'm trying to keep the view in field so it's enjoyable for the viewers. But we've got a map over here, which is pretty cool, because I haven't really talked about exactly where I've been. So I came in over on Route 16 through here. Height of land is marked down here, so those are the overlooks that we were at earlier. One here, one was a bit further up, and then that last one I think was like up here or something, somewhere around here in this area. And then I just drove over here, drove through Rangeley, and then up Route 16 this way, and then took a right here to this road that got me to here, Quill Hill, which is where we are right now. And you'll notice that this Route 16 through here is nicknamed Moose Alley, which for someone like me that's never seen a moose in person in my life, it seems pretty exciting and pretty promising. So what I'm gonna do is drive up Route 16 to Stratton and see if I can't find a moose along the way. Probably not super high odds to actually see one, but I figured I might as well take the chance to see one while I'm here. So I'm going to be driving up there, and if I see a moose, obviously I'll be turning the camera on and getting some footage. But I will not be getting out of my car, as I am well aware that moose can be dangerous, and they can charge you if they see you as a threat. And you don't want that because they're gigantic. So I think my next move is going to be to drive up Moose Alley, and we'll see what's going on there. But for now, let's just take one last look at this incredible view over here, and let's keep panning and really show off the panoramic nature of this gorgeous view on a gorgeous day. It's a little bit windy up here at the summit. Can you call it a summit? I don't know, but it is windy, I can tell you that. Yeah, it is gorgeous, just like everything else we've seen today. So let's go see if we can find a moose. Okay guys, so I just drove all the way over to Stratton and did not see one single moose. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Might have to sue Quill Hill for false advertising of Moose Alley. I mean, come on. Come on. But in all seriousness though, I did see 2 birds. It's pretty serious, yeah. Not even a deer though or anything, no moose. So we'll see if we see any as we head back to Rangeley. And then you might be thinking, oh, there's nothing left to do. We'll just be going back to Burlington. But actually, I've got one more trick up my sleeve. And you're gonna have to keep watching to find out what it is. So I'll see you either with a moose or at my next trick. Hey guys, I'm here at our surprise extra visit location. It is Dixville Notch, New Hampshire. What? Now I know some of you might be like, what the heck is Dixville Notch, New Hampshire? And I can tell you that it's a town that only has like 5 registered voters. But you might be wondering, why do I know so much about the town's registered voters? Well, let's find out. I'm going to read this sign to you. Dixville Notch, first in the nation. New Hampshire has held the first in the nation presidential primary since 1920. With the first presidential beauty contest in 1952, our citizens have personally met the candidates and by popular ballot have declared their preference for their party's nominee. Since 1960, Dixville has been the first community in the state and country to cast its handful of votes in national elections. On election eve, 100% of the eligible voters gather in the ballot room of the Balsams. At midnight, polls open and a few minutes later, promptly close. The results are broadcast around the world. So, let me explain to you exactly what this means. The people in Dixville Notch, the registered voters, gather in this ballroom at the Balsams, which I can show you is across this little lake here. That is the Balsams. And they cast their votes at midnight on election day. And as soon as all of the registered voters in this town have voted, they close the polls and announce their results. And the results are widely reported in the media and the news. I remember in the 2024 presidential election here in the U.S., headlines dotted the media landscape about the voters in Dixville Notch and who they voted for. So this happens for the presidential primaries as well as for the presidential election itself. So Dixville Notch, this community prides itself on being the first in the country to announce its results, well before anywhere else. So with that bit of information, perhaps you can understand why I am so familiar with the number of registered voters here in Dixville Notch. Now, as for the Balsams, which you can see behind me, that hotel is actually currently closed. So it's only used, as far as I know, as the polling place for election day. However, according to Wikipedia, there are many different organizations and partners working together to finance a huge expansion of this former Grand Hotel and Resort. I believe that this expansion would expand the ski areas and do other things. So perhaps with an expansion and a fresh resort to be opened, perhaps more people will visit the tiny Dixville Notch. Alrighty guys, that concludes our special extra stop in Dixville Notch, New Hampshire. And now I do think it is time to get back to Burlington, to my apartment, and conclude this wonderful adventure-filled day. Alright guys, I have made it back to my apartment and oh my gosh, what a day. I am absolutely exhausted from the early wake-up call for this, but it was totally worth it. Super fun to check out some new territory of the United States. Never been to Maine, see some amazing views, and even get the chance to see where the town where the first presidential election results always come in from. So anyways, thank you so much for hanging with me on this crazy journey. And I hope you enjoyed and saw something interesting. Okay, bye-bye.